What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby. If you guys are new here, this is the first YouTube video of 2022 and we're already about 3 weeks in, so I'm a little bit behind, but I just wanted to keep it light, talk about, how 2021 was, how I want 2022 to be, some questions you guys had for me, because I put up a little Q&A box on my Instagram just so I can kind of just chit chat with you guys for a little bit. So I guess I will start off with answering a few questions you had, and then I'll end it with what I hope happens in 2022, like what my goals are, how I'm feeling, what I want to accomplish, and I guess just all that fun stuff, because there's quite a bit going on this year, actually. Even already there's quite a bit going on, but let's dive into some questions and let's just get it going. Okay, so around the time that I put up this question box, I was going through quite like a tough time or season, like mentally, I guess. I was just very like sad, easily irritable, kind of like depressed, just like not feeling very good, not feeling fulfilled. So a lot of you guys asked me like how I'm doing, how do I cope with these things, have I like sought out professional help or things like that, and I am feeling much better. I feel like I am taking steps to really be more aware of like my mental health, my mental state, my spiritual health, like where I'm at internally, because how you feel internally is how you're going to reflect outwardly, and how you carry yourself and how you do your work, how you handle relationships and things like that. So I've been focusing a lot on mental health and spiritual health as of lately, and it's making a huge difference in my opinion. Like I wake up like feeling good. I'm waking up feeling ready to go throughout the day. I'm very aware of like my triggers of what makes me sad, anxious, worried, or whatever, and I'm just like aware of those things and able to like combat that. So I guess like that's kind of like what I'm really focusing on, is just being really self-aware and trying to catch those moments before they turn into something big. And I think that's also a really big goal for me this year too, is just to be very mindful of myself and how I am feeling, and not what I'm trying to show to people, if that makes sense. So I really love that. Thank you guys for taking time to like constantly ask how I'm doing and constantly check on me. It means a lot. Also, as of now, I am seeking out counseling. I'm 99% sure I'm just going to do it through my church, because a lot of our church members are great counselors, and I want counsel from a fellow Christian, just because I want to be guided down a good path spiritually, not just, I just want to be guided spiritually. So I'm going to try and stick within the church and just, seek out some wisdom that I need. And that's about all I got for like my mental health and where I'm at right now. A few of you guys asked how wedding planning is going. So far, if you guys haven't been watching my YouTube, we set a date, we have a venue, and I picked my dress, and that's still about as far as we have gotten. Wade and I are both like really going through some like self-improvement. That doesn't mean we're like postponing anything, we're canceling anything. It just means that we have so much time before we really need to like get down and plan things and like settle the rest of the wedding details, that we're taking some time to focus on ourselves and making sure that as we get into this wedding season and as we get towards our marriage, that we are in a really good stable place as individuals and as a couple before we commit fully to something that's lifelong. We both talked about this like in depth as well, and it's just really, you want your relationship to be on a firm foundation before you take those next steps, whether it's like being boyfriend and girlfriend, being engaged, getting married, having kids. Like you need to have a strong foundation between the two of you, but you also need a strong foundation within yourself and who you are and who you want to be. And if you're living your life that is like worthy of standing on with your foundation, I hope that makes sense. Because if your foundation is weak and you're trying to combine it with your spouse's foundation, and let's say theirs is strong, it's a lot of pressure to put on your spouse to hold you up while you're trying to figure out why your foundation is not holding yourself up. So that's kind of like where our mindset is at, is just in order for us to have like a really good, strong marriage and future, we need to be strong, fulfilled, and happy within ourselves. And I've always stood by that. If you're not happy with where you're at in your life, it's going to reflect in your relationships and how you treat your spouse, because a lot of people tend to take their unhappiness out on the ones around them because they just don't want to admit that they're in this really weird place. So we're in a pause for wedding planning, but not that we're not pursuing the next steps in wedding planning. Our next step is going to be to get a reception space that we love, that like it feels near and dear to us, that we can share with our friends and celebrate and party with. I still have to send out my like bridesmaid boxes. He still has to pick his groomsmen. He wants to go tux shopping soon, which is super exciting. So like we're still talking about what we want to do next with our wedding. We just haven't like set time and dates for taking those next steps. But it's okay. I'm still gonna do our wedding planning series too. So as soon as we like start progressing again, I'm gonna start doing more videos on how we come to make these decisions, what we're looking for, how it's gonna turn out to be. So it'll be like a little mini wedding series kind of sporadically posted throughout my YouTube channel. So I'll keep you updated, I promise. Someone asked me, how does my fitness journey affect my mental health? And I would say, you know, I think my mental health has like a bigger impact on my fitness journey, and that when I'm just mentally like not okay, I mean just like completely zero energy, like unhappy, like just not having it with anybody, anything, like I train very poorly, I don't train enough, I don't eat enough, like my mental state has such a huge impact on my physical being. I've grown to realize that. And I would say that like going to the gym is my safe space. It's my place to release. It's my place to feel good and to like mentally reconnect with myself and kind of like work things out. But sometimes like I go to the gym when I'm in this really, really tough spot, and like even a workout isn't doing it for me. And I think that's when I realized that whatever I'm feeling is so deeply rooted that like a workout is just not gonna uproot it and get rid of it. It could cover it up for a little bit, but it's not something that is gonna really change anything about me. So I would think that for me personally, the roles are like reversed. Like my mental health really determines what my fitness journey is gonna look like and what my workouts look like. And that could be something that many of y'all probably never thought of, because so many people think like, oh, the gym is where I release, it's where I let go of the world, it's where I forget things. And that's great, like that's an amazing thing to have with the gym, but also just be aware if you're just temporarily removing something from your life for that 1 hour, but as soon as you leave, you just pick it back up and you feel that burden again, like just know that temporarily hiding yourself from your problems is not going to help you heal them. It's not going to help them just disappear. Like you really need to dig at the root of those things and remove them. And you can use the gym as a way to do that, but don't use it as an excuse to not dive deeper into whatever it is you're trying to avoid at the gym. That's just like really deep in my heart to say to you guys. So just think about that the next time you are feeling like you're in a really tough season and you go to the gym and you think it's not really helping you. Maybe just think that, you know, you no longer need the gym as your Band-Aid, but you need to just see what's going on in there and figure out what your heart really needs. Just a little bit of words of advice for you. These last few questions are all tailored towards goals. So we're just going to shift into 2022 now and what I want to do, what I want to achieve, what I want to be. And we're just going to just keep this video going. I'm really glad this is just progressing so nicely, but okay. 2022, here we go. All right. 2022 is a really big year because in 2021, I moved, I lived with my fiance, I got engaged. I made a couple of decisions when it came to some of my sponsorships last year. I've made myself like more available to like other athletic wear brands. So for example, I was solely exclusive for Buff Bunny for a really long time, like a year and a half. And then I just changed it to unexclusive because I want to support Motive. I want to wear like Lululemon and post about it. I want to support 413. I want to support like Story. I want to support Buff Bunny. Like I want to support everybody that I want and not feel like bound to not voicing if I love a company, if I love a product, if I don't love a product, you know, like I wanted the freedom to do that. And also like just to work with other brands, I think just helps me grow as a person. Just because like you learn different things from different companies, in my opinion. So that was another big change, was just my sponsorships in that aspect. what else? I guess I'm reaching a point to where I feel like I want to change what I'm doing. In 2021, like really revealed that. Like I achieved a lot with my work, and I achieved a lot with like my life, I think. Like I think it was a pretty big year for me, but going into 2022, I have new goals. So I guess we'll start with job wise. My goals with my job. So currently I am a full-time employee. I work for Fat and Weird. I work for Memories Over Macros together, which if you guys have been around for a while, you kind of know this, and you have seen like what I do between the two companies. This year my goal is to kind of like step back a little bit, not in a sense of, because I'm like unhappy or dreading anything or anything like that. It's more of just I want to achieve a lot of things within my like realm of coaching and with my clients and things like that I don't really have the time to do, because I have my full-time job, which is Tuesday through Saturday, and then whatever other time I have off is when I can tend to like coaching and clients that are like my personal clients, and that's really not a lot of time to grow as a coach if you're only given like 2.5 days to grow your clientele. Like that's just, I'm not able to fully give myself to my clients, so I can't grow my list, because I don't want to be a half-hearted coach. I want to be an all-in, give you all my attention coach. So in 2022, I'm really hoping that that's like my next step career-wise, is just to like kind of remove some things off my plate so I can load it with other things on my plate that are like a bit more challenging, but also things that like I'm really passionate about and love doing. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. And hopefully that means I can coach more, which means I can talk about it more, which means I can take more of you guys on and help you live the best life ever. And that's what I'm really excited about, and I hope I can do that. So that's my big career goal for this year. Next one was relationally, and I guess that means like, I guess like with Wade or people, or I don't know, but I know our wedding date is in October. So I think relationally, like with Wade, I want us to be in a really good spot mentally, spiritually, within ourselves and with each other, as I was talking about, so we can have that strong marriage. I do want to be like a more attentive like friend and sister and daughter this year. I am notorious for saying I'm too busy to reach out to people, period. Like I think about people all the time. I feel them on my heart to reach out, and I forget, I get distracted, I work too much. Like I am kind of like a terrible friend, sister, daughter when I'm not physically with you. And like it's really hitting me hard, because my family went through a lot last year with like illness and potential like passings, and just it really hit me that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not there for my family, and what can I do to be better? And it's really just can be more attentive to them. So yeah, I really want to listen to that tug on my heart. Like if I feel like, hey, like reach out to so-and-so, like I want to do it and act on it, not just be like, oh, they'll be fine, and then not care, because I love my friends, I love my family. So relationally, I want to be a better like communicator with all of them and actually let them know that I care, because that's a really big deal to me. So yeah. Okay. Next goal they asked me was my spiritual goals. My spiritual goals are to get back to like my roots. So I'm a diehard Christian. I love Jesus. It's my life, and it's like I'm very proud of it, and I stand for that wholeheartedly. And I feel like as of late, similar to with being a bad person relationally with people in my life, like I've been really bad at growing my relationship with Jesus, because I have not given him the time that he deserves. And so spiritually, I want to be better, and that's so much easier said than done. Like for my fellow Christians who have tried this walk of like, I'm gonna pray and read every single day, I'm gonna grow my relationship every single day, and then a whole week goes by and you haven't touched your Bible, you haven't talked to God, you haven't prayed, you haven't done anything, and you're like, oh my gosh, life is so hard, why? And it's like, that is why. So I guess spiritually, like I just want to be more present with God, and just like in the midst of the chaos that life brings, that I can just still be aware of him and like still talk to him in those chaotic moments. And I do want to start reading more, praying more. Like I want to be doing devotionals nonstop. I want to be journaling. I want to be like talking about it more, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube, or I'm thinking of doing like a podcast or something, and I can just talk about it there. Like I want to be more spiritually led in my actions, and I can only do that if I allow the Spirit in my life. So first step, open my heart, be more available to hear him, to do the things that he might be calling me to do. So that's my goal spiritually, is to be more spiritually open. Goals physically. Okay, I have 2 more. So this is the second to last one. My goals physically. I just started tracking macros again, and I took progress pictures. I plan on doing like a 2 or 3 week like update on where I'm at with my physique, with my macros and training that I'm doing. I'm basically falling off my own wagon of not tracking, intuitively eating or whatever, and then just like training half-heartedly. Like I haven't had any structure or plan for quite some time, and it's really impacting me as a person because I'm such like a type A planner, and if I don't have a plan, I just lose my mind. And so I just started really paying attention to my workouts and following macros and being aware of what I'm eating again. One, for my mental health, it makes me feel good mentally when I feel like I look good and I'm strong, plain and simple. For my physical health and like internal health, like I need to fuel my body better to live a longer, happier life. And also I have a wedding dress to fit into, which I don't care what people say about that. I don't want to mold my dress to fit me. I want to fit my dress, and I'm okay with the challenge and the goals of doing that. So I guess physically, like I just want to be leaner, stronger, healthier. And I've changed up like my workouts and things like that too. Like I'm starting to implement some old styles of training that I used to do. So if you're curious about following along with this like revamp of my fitness journey, comment down below so I know to make YouTube videos to keep you guys up to date and following along. I can share how I found my macros, I can share meals, I can share workouts, my progress, like how's it going, how I'm feeling, all these things. So if you care about my fitness journey, comment below, let me know, so I can do that for you. The last question I was asked was my 5-year goal, and I remember this being a question on my very first YouTube video. It was a question on like my 2020 YouTube video, 2021 when I moved. Like somebody always asks like 3 or 5-year goal or plan, and when I'm asked this in interviews, my heart like beats really, really fast, and I start like sweating because I'm like, who the hell thinks that far in advance? You know what I mean? It's Wade. Do you want to say hi? Oh my god. Sorry about that. Wade really wanted to come say hi to you guys. But as I was saying, 5-year plan. I cannot think that far ahead in my life, if I'm being completely honest. I'm pretty sure all of my answers to that kind of question in all my past YouTube videos have been along similar lines of like, I don't control my future, and I could always have a plan, but you know, like sometimes God laughs at the plans I want and he gives me what he knows is better for me. But I guess in an ideal world where I can control the future, where would I be in 5 years? 5 years, I'll be 34, be married for like 4 years-ish. Shoot. Well, I guess family-wise, I'd love to have like a kid or 2 already popped out and growing. That'd be cool. Maybe back in Texas, because every time I go home, like my heart just longs for it that much more. And Wade and I have actually talked about if there's any possible way we can like rent a house here in Florida, like seasonally, and then move back to Texas, because that's where I love to be. So maybe back home in Texas would be great. Working from home still would also be amazing, so I can just like travel and be with my family and not have to worry about like driving to work or clocking into work. I can just work from my house. Coaching for sure, like I still want to be coaching clients, whether it's online or in-person training, like on my terms and my schedule. That'd be really cool too, to like take my passion into physical form, because I've never actually trained a client in person before, and I feel like there's just a totally different experience when you have physical interaction with a coach versus online. Shoot, maybe like writing workout programs for people, like just growing professionally. I think in 5 years, like I hope I have a solid foundation of like career and joy and happiness, you know, just because life is hard. And I really hope it's not this hard for forever, you know what I mean? Like, I know you have to have years of like work and effort to get to where you want to be, and I just hope in 5 years I'm at where I want to be. so I can just enjoy it and be there and be like, wow, I worked so hard for this and I can finally breathe. I think that's my goal for 5 years. And to be happily married, of course, with Wade would be amazing. Travel the US together, depending on, you know, how the world is. I don't really want to see the world at the rate it's at right now, but I will see America because I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, I guess that's my 5-year plan. It's just to be living a happy life, doing what I love with my husband, my kids, and my friends and family, and that's it. Very cliche. You're welcome. But that is all I have for you guys for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys like catching up with me and just like listening to me chat about random things. I really do have a goal also to be more present on my YouTube channel. I really do. I already have a content planner that I'm going to start filling out, and I'm just going to film a bunch of things just so I can just get it up and running. I really am thinking of doing a podcast potentially. So if you guys like podcasts, let me know, because I feel like I can really get on some pretty good tangents, and that's the best place to put them. So we'll see about that. And yeah, I guess that's it. So like this video, comment if you want my fitness journey filmed, comment if a podcast would be cool, if you think that'd be fun to listen to, and subscribe so you don't miss anything else. And that's it. So I'll catch you all next time.